Hello, Marcus V. Calvert, and welcome to Tales Unlimited, the disturbing thought of the day. Okay, you have a mad genius. He specializes in toys. Small toys for assassinations, more conventional weapons of war, more advanced weapons of war, gadgets that governments and supervillains paid him top dollar for. Uh, he originally was building stuff for governments, but bad guys, cartel, whatever, they paid better and offered him more challenging projects. So eventually, you start off good, and you kind of go darker and darker, and eventually, their governments are after you for the stuff that's done with your toys, and they're trying to lock you away. And the first time, your lawyers get you out. Second time, lawyers get you out. The third time, it's an ironclad case, and they put you in jail. It's like, dadgummit. Well, don't worry, ha ha ha, ha. You'll never see the light of day. Next day, you're out. Why? Subdermal implant, one of your toys. And it's synced to a space base that you put out in space. You built it under everyone's nose, as far as you know. And can't be tracked by normal sensors, whatever. It's between the Earth and the Moon. It's where you keep some of your more volatile stuff, right? Everyone's thinking you're launching satellites in reality, space base. It's crewed by your more loyal minions. I'll get to that in a bit. So they teleport you in, and you're in a gravity-controlled layer, shaped like a Death Star, but not quite. And you're kicking back. You change clothes. You got your champagne. Got a lady in your lap. You're toasting the planet, and the planet explodes. What? Just boom. The origin point of the blast is away from you. So, okay, you think it's the United States, somewhere in the North American continent side, but it's on the other side of where you're at, right? You're looking at China when the planet explodes, something like that, right? So, not only does the planet explode, there's a shockwave headed in all directions, including your way. Debris, oh dear my, you do the physics in your head, realize you have X amount of time, your people are freaking out. Normally there'd be chaos because, well, it's like, okay, how do we get out of this? The escape pods go to, well, the planet that's not there anymore. You don't have any ships capable of going to other planets or anything like that. You don't keep that crap there. You keep it on Earth. You do have the time machine, because then you keep things on your space base that you don't want to leave on Earth. One of them being a time machine. Advanced prototype. It only goes 18 months into the past, and it has that slight glitch of cooking everything that goes through it. Fair amount of radiation and heat. If you found the right shielding, you can go back through time, though. You send your probes through, your drones through, and you do the quick math. It's like, okay, I only have one thing on this base that'll work. I have a suit of prototype armor. Big hulking thing. And you want to get in. Now, it has room for one. And one of your guys is like, damn you, I'm gonna survive this. And loses his head, grabs something, tries to kill you with it, and goes poof. It's like, dash. Pity. Now, you normally have paid minions to do whatever you need to do. Now, past a certain level, you take one of your thumbs and you give them a little brand. And the branding thing is an implant in your thumb. You press it up against the flesh, your thumbprint appears, and nanites go into the body and eat up some fatty tissue. They're paralyzed. The second you do this, boom, they drop. And you call it the compulsor. Oh, no, you call it the thumbprint. Yeah, thumbprint. And the implant basically is a compulsion thing. It goes through, burns away some fat, replicates, spreads through your body, and then sinks in. Once it sinks in, does not come out. You try to remove it, you basically get cremated. You rebel, you try to hack it, EMP, cooks you. So everybody on his space base has been thumbprinted for obvious reasons, because that's where he keeps his nastier stuff. He can't afford any traders or whatever. So that person goes poof. He's like, all right, give me every sensor reading you have, all my files, download it up into my armor, please. Portable drive. And he gets into his armor. This thing was not outfitted with weapons, and that's a good thing because the weapons might cook and explode. He was trying to figure out how to make it faster, then load it with toys. So basically, though, it's an very near impenetrable shell, right? So he runs through his time portal, possibly with minutes to spare, falls through time, comes out, his armor is cooked, but the portable drive works, and okay, he's on Earth 18 months ago in the middle of a vineyard in Italy. Fast forward, okay, here's the problem. He's under surveillance by multiple intelligence agencies, at least his other self, his past self. So he can't go through his usual channels, can't touch his money. So he basically uses the thumbprint, and he pulls together another army, somebody to change his face, people to secure him, people to do research on what blew up the planet. And nobody wants to help him until he shows them what's going to happen. And they're like, oh. And the protocol is, if you tell anybody, you die. We can't have this get out, because if it was an intentional detonation of the planet, you might kill us all prematurely. So we can go to the heroes. There are superheroes on the planet, but they're never going to believe me, not with my reputation. And if I send any of you, that's going to come back to me. No. We're going to find this out ourselves. So imagine ultimately things get so twisted that you have to go to your old self for help, and both of you barely save the day, and you both get arrested or something twisted like that. I don't know, but how would you write it? I don't know, but it's messed up. Oh, the potential. Okay, that's my disturbing thought of the day. I'm Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited. Please check out talesunlimited.net. We've got books. We also have podcasts. So there is the Disturbing Thought of the Day podcast and the Battery podcast, which is based on a book. 200 prompts, a little bit of writing advice. It's a how-to book you can actually read cover to cover and then use the same day. Now, what would you do with 200 writing prompts? Simple. Take half of them, write 100 short stories, polish them, hone them, and then turn them into anthology like series, like maybe 20 to 25 stories to a book, and write differently. These prompts are different, and they'll encourage you to embrace the Twilight Zone style of telling a story, a non-cliche way of telling a story. And if you write enough short stories, you'll have stuff like my Unheroic series, Unlikely Hero Saving the Day, like a comic book geek finds a magic lamp while on spring break. That's a different story. Or the Book of Schemes, 25 stories about schemes, something like A Tale of Wild West Voodoo. And then when you write enough short stories and you sell them, people are going to say, write a novel. That's what I ultimately did. It's called I, Villain. It takes place in the aftermath of a superhero apocalypse. Superheroes are basically extinct. And the main character helped. He's a villain. His name's Benjamin Clyde, gentleman fixer. He goes from being a mercenary scumbag temp service to having to save the world as a business, though. That's why he kind of succeeds. Check them out. They're fun. All right. Till next time.